Hey, good morning. I think it still is. Yes, it's 10:13 in the a.m. in Eastern Standard Time. It is still the morning here in the United States. It's the afternoon, almost pre-evening in parts of Europe. It's in the evening other parts of Europe. And it's tomorrow in Japan, if any of you are probably watching this from the island nation. I am here to tell you happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and just, what a great 2023 some of us had, all of us had, hopefully. If you didn't, we're praying for you, and we hope that 2024 is much better for you. But here is a year-end review and also some things that I look forward to. By the way, my name is Pete Drexstrom from LetPetePlan.com. Well, not from LetPetePlan.com. I am going to be changing up my website coming the new year. One of the things I'm looking forward to. Also, a few things that you could probably look forward to is a new podcast from me. I'll keep up with the videos. I will do a lot of other things too, but just going to get on that podcast. I do have a blog out there on Substack. I think it's called Pete's Substack. I'd have to check that out. I will update this if need be. If you have not, you can look for me on Substack for those of you who use that. But sometime in the new year, I will be starting hopefully a podcast on Disney and to go along with the videos. And as a matter of fact, this video goes along with my the latest blog that I put out on Substack, and you could probably get the gist of it if you read that, but it'd be nice if you just stick around and listen and watch. 2023, quick review for me. This is my Disney experiences, my family's, myself. Not going to go into the news and views unless it comes up to me and what I think of certain things, but probably would have started in March. I made my first trip in 2023 in March of 2023, right after I myself retired from public school system until I started subbing again this fall. But I definitely retired from my job in North Carolina, working with children. But after we retired, we had already decided that we were going to be moving down to Florida. Already had a house, already had been paid for, and all that fun stuff. But we had to sell our house, of course. But in early March, we took a trip, myself, my wife, and my youngest son, Wyatt. We stayed at Port Orleans French Quarter. Had a good time. Visited all 4 parks. All 4. Took the boat over to Disney Springs one time. Not much of that. We did find out that you can get on that trip. We did find out that you can get room a doctor to come to your room if you need it. My wife, start off, Wyatt was a little sick, but not bad. We went on to Epcot that next day. We had a breakfast reservation at Ale and Compass. My wife decided after we were in Epcot for a while to go back to the room and kind of rest it out. She wasn't feeling good. And that night she was really not feeling good. So she called up the front. Tried to get somebody to come and look at her. And sure enough, next morning we had a good old-fashioned doctor's visit. Not much wrong. I think she got prescribed some medicine and was told to take it a little easy. I think we only had one more day in the parks left, and we stuck it out, a little bit. But that was something new for us. They were very good. I mean, yeah, it cost money. I mean, they bill it to your insurance and all that, so that was okay. Port Orleans, we had stayed a long time ago a few times at Riverside, but the French Quarter was nice. Did have some Mickey beignets. Got to experience our first experience of this year for the Flower and Garden Festival that year. We just had missed out on the International Festival of the Arts, and I'll get to that when I talk to you about some things I'm looking forward to in 2024. After that trip, we went back to North Carolina, put our house on the market, sold it, and moved here early May. And we have now, as residents of Florida, we have our annual passes, our Pixie Dust Pass, and we got to use that a lot. Couple trips in May, just day trips where we would go and do it. This is kind of new for us. However, my wife and I, after my oldest son was done with schooling for the summer, moved in with us here in Florida, because he's in Florida too. He came home and he watched after Wyatt, and my wife and I did something that we had never done before. It was just the two of us, and we had a good trip to the yacht club. I think we visited all 4 parks that time. I do know that we watched the Epcot fireworks, the one that just ended. I can't even think of the name. It was the in-between one. Oh, Epcot Forever. We watched that. And at Epcot one night, and then the next night my wife watched it from our hotel, while I went over to the Magic Kingdom and watched their Happily Ever After, it was kind of neat. I just stood in the middle of Main Street, USA, looked out over towards the castle. Back to the one in March, I actually did something that I had never done at Magic Kingdom. I watched the fireworks, but I watched them from behind the castle, which was kind of a neat experience. And that was the fireworks show kind of sandwiched into Happily Ever After both times. But it was really good. I liked the watching it from a different viewpoint. And I will get to that when we talk about the Very Merry Christmas Party. Throughout the summer, we would take day trips a few times with the family. It was not until, and then in September, Wyatt and my wife and I took a trip to for the Not So Scary Halloween party. Stayed at the Contemporary for that night and then left that next day because it was going to be way too late to come back. We had decided that after coming home late one night and getting caught up in a traffic jam. An hour-and-a-half trip took about 4 hours. It was kind of bad. It turns out that there had been a bad wreck, but we're not going to end at that. Was not too thrilled with the Not So Scary. Now, it was not the Not So Scary problem. It was the weather problem. So that had something to do with it. And it almost made me reluctant to purchase tickets for the Very Merry Christmas Party, but we did. In between that time, I took my first really big solo trip. It was only for a day. I visited 3 parks. I stopped off and saw a client there. Well, left something for a client there at their hotel room, at the front desk at Pop Century, and went around Pop Century and Art of Animation, took some pictures, of course, and then came back home after visiting Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, back to Epcot, and then to my car in the Hollywood Studios parking lot. That was in October. We had already purchased our tickets for the Very Merry Christmas Party. That was in November 14th. And lo and behold, and we made a reservation for All Star Music to stay in one of the family suites because we need a little extra room with my son in his wheelchair, and it's just a little bit more comfortable. And we also got a very good deal, 35% discount with our annual pass, which for all of our stays, we got a pretty good discount using our annual pass. And that was one of the good things about 2023. We're able to use our annual pass discount-wise on merchandise and food in the parks and at Disney Springs, which we made a few trips to. Went there, enjoyed. The rain held off, and it was good. Much different than the Not So Scary in that, well, there was no rain, and even with the threat of a little bit of rain, they were able to, this is my personal opinion, I think they do the Christmas party much better than they do the Halloween party. Although the Halloween party, because one thing is that if it rains out the parade at the Halloween party, you miss really a lot there. And a lot of things are outdoors, I guess, for lack of a better term. But the Christmas party, you have a lot of things. They have a lot of little things going on, and they probably did for the Halloween party, but we just did not experience it. Maybe it was just because we were rookies. Now we come along, we went November. I made another solo trip in December. We are making one last trip tomorrow to Epcot. So the new Epcot stuff. The walls are really coming down. There are only a little bit around Communicore Hall. Other things that came up that I visited that I did not mind. Did not dislike at all. Oh, my wife and I did make another solo trip. Stayed at the Caribbean Beach. Used the Skyliner to our advantage. This was only for a night. And we did stay until closer to evening the second day, and went on to Hollywood Studios. I was able to eat at the Roundup Rodeo, which was a first for both of us. Very good. Definitely go in there with kids. It is very sensory overload. I think if you have someone who is, how do I put it, prone to not liking that sensory overload, has a problem with it, either set of headphones if they're autistic, or, I mean, you know your child, or you know another young adult in your or someone who you travel with, that sensory overload is a problem. But it's very colorful too. Not, and it's loud. It's not something for a romantic dinner. Good food, not bad food. Not great. Not my best food I ever had. The night before, we were at Epcot and we watched the Candlelight Processional. And as I said, I have been back on a solo trip since then, just this past Thursday, and I'm coming back with my wife and my two boys this Thursday, which is tomorrow as I'm taping this. So kind of enjoy some of the things at Epcot that we didn't try. I do want to go to the Living with the Lands overlay, the Christmas overlay, and a few other things, and see some more of the storytellers that I didn't get a chance to see before. Now, 2024, and I'm going to kind of go through this a little quickly. Looking forward to, as I said before, the International Festival of the Arts. Not just that, but all the festivals, but definitely the Festival of the Arts, because that's the one that I did not experience this past year. I've experienced it before, but I think being kind of a local, not quite a local, I'm an hour and a half away, but we can get there if we really want to, pretty frequently. Experiencing the festivals as a local is a little different. Just as long as you don't stick around for the evening thing and then have to drive back home or whatever. So simple as that. Looking forward to the total walls, all the walls down at Epcot. Looking forward to that construction to be done. Communicore Hall will, they're saying now that it's going to open in 2024. My guess is that they're going to definitely have it ready for the Flower and Garden Festival, if not as early as the Festival of the Arts. Or it might be somewhere in between there. Because that's kind of what Communicore Hall is going to be about. I think it's going to be kind of the festival center. So the festivals will take on a different look there. Looking forward to, even though it does not affect me because I am a annual pass holder, looking forward to no more reservations for date-based tickets because I have a feeling it'll just carry over to AP sometime soon. Not that I mind making reservations. It's not that difficult a process. It's just one more thing you have to do. Now, here's the one thing I'm looking forward to probably the most is that starting January 9th, you will be able to park hop whenever. You don't have to wait around until 2 p.m., which would make it kind of neat in case you want to make like a lunch reservation at Garden Grill, but you want to catch the rope drop at Magic Kingdom, or if you want to go to Animal Kingdom, just kind of do some of those, catch the animals a little early, and see them awake more on the safari, and then just kind of go on and do more of the rest of your day somewhere else, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, whatever. That'll make it great, because if you start your day at Animal Kingdom now and you have to wait around till 2 to park hop, you're really not going to get through a lot, because you have to take that. Now, here's the thing is you can go start off at Animal Kingdom now, then park at, then go to Hollywood Studios soon after you do all that stuff, park there, and then and then you have Skyliners and monorails to help you with the other 3 parks. So that, with that said, I the last time I was at the parks, I had my reservations at Magic Kingdom, so I went to Magic Kingdom first. Of course, they have to park at the TTC. You take a ferry or a monorail. I took the ferry across to Magic Kingdom just because I hadn't done it in a while. And also, it's kind of neat just by yourself. You can get up on that top row and you get some cool pictures. But then with that, my goal was to visit some of the holiday experiences that, just in one day. So after doing a few things at Magic Kingdom, I'd been there a few times about the holidays, so, I just took a few more pictures and doing all that. And then I took the monorail and did a kind of a monorail crawl, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, saw the gingerbread house and saw the tree there. Did not go over the Contemporary, kind of wish I did, but got back to the Magic Kingdom and then took the ferry over to Wilderness Lodge and looked at their tree, which is always massive and really cool. And then caught the bus to Epcot, because it was it was Epcot. Here's my plan. I was either going to go DHS or Epcot, and Epcot's bus came first, so I went to Epcot. Went through there, took the Skyliner over to DHS, and then back to Epcot, and then the monorail back to the TTC, and then I drove home. So I had actually traveled on monorail, bus, boat, Skyliner, and all 4 options of travel at Walt Disney World. If you, for those of you who are wondering, what is it quicker to go from Epcot to Hollywood Studios by boat or by Skyliner? Quicker. The boat's not bad. You just make stops at the boardwalk, then you go to Yacht and Beach Club, and then you make another stop at Swan and Dolphin, and then you finally end up going to Hollywood Studios. The only stop that you really make, I mean, you make some stops, but I mean, it's just kind of go on. It doesn't take as long to get from Skyliner to Skyliner. There. Now, you do have to transfer to get to, but other than that, you transfer at Caribbean Beaches, and then you go on to, from Epcot to Hollywood Studios, you go from Epcot to Caribbean Beach to Hollywood Studios. On the way back, you go from Hollywood Studios to Caribbean Beach to Epcot. Simple as that. But it doesn't take that much time, especially if you're traveling by yourself or with just one other person. It's quicker. And there's times when I like to just ride on the boat. And also, probably during bad times, I don't think either one's open too well. So it's kind of difficult. But other than that, other things I'm looking forward to, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Hoping that opens up probably sooner rather than later. I was talking with some cast member. Well, I was actually talking to someone who had talked to a cast member, and they said that they would not be surprised if it opens up for the summer rush more than it does than what they've been saying. Now, not saying that that's going to happen. However, they have been saying that it's supposed to be late 2024. Throughout the whole thing, they kept on saying late 2024. First time I heard of an early opening was from someone who said, a cast member had said, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. It'd be cool if it did. Especially considering you need that splash anymore. It'd be kind of nice. But that's another thing I'm looking forward to. All the festivals, all the fun, and another year of just being a annual pass holder and enjoying Walt Disney World as a local. Until next time, I again wish you a very merry, not so scary, jolly, magical day. Happy holidays. Goodbye.